Ain't no but pretty bitches thugging in the trap right now. But pretty bitches in the trap right now. Ain't no but pretty bitches thugging in the trap right now.
Hi, my name is Katie and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very second video. This is my second video and it's going to be about the demographics of targeting. So yeah, if that is something you are interested in, if you would like to see more of these types of videos, please give this video a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe, y'all. It's free. I'm gonna give out everything for free. I spend a lot of money on my courses that I get this information from. I'm in school to be a marketing major, so I'm spending money and I am giving away all that knowledge for free when most people are not gonna do that. What I'm gonna tell you all, most people are not just gonna tell you this for free, but I am. So please subscribe, okay? So yes, so the first thing is, so why do you even want to target? You want to target, and I'm looking down because I have notes. You want to target so that you can spend as little money on ads as possible. So unless you are a big company or you got a whole bunch of money for ads, it's gonna be very expensive to you if you are not like targeting a certain person. You're gonna spend a lot of money. So targeting helps you save money on ads because that's the main thing we want to do is save money. So you can have a higher conversion rate. So you want to target the right people so that you can have more sales. And more sales means more money. So if you're targeting correctly, you'll have more conversions, which will lead to potentially more sales. And so also you want to make sure that you are targeting because you do not want to waste money on not money, but waste time focusing on the wrong people. If you waste time like focusing on trying to sell to the wrong audience, you're gonna become sad and depressed, and you might like quit your business because you're gonna be so disappointed and so depressed, and because you're not understanding why you're not getting any sales, and it's because you're not targeting correctly. Okay, and so okay, next tip about targeting before I get into the demographics. You need to know what platforms your audience uses and which ones you like. You need to know what platform your audience uses because let's say your age group is between 25, or let's say your age group is between 45 to 50 or something like that. They might not be on Snapchat. So they might not be on Instagram. They might be on Facebook. They might be looking on YouTube. They might be other places, but if you know your target audience does not use Snapchat, then don't waste time trying to promote on Snapchat. Yes, you can, try to promote on there if your product is something that a younger audience can use. But if not, you need to be where your audience is, and that's just that. And also, which one do you like? Right now, I have Facebook. Facebook is where majority of my sales come from. I tried to learn Instagram, and I am going to still continue to try to learn it in 2020, but I'm just struggling with Instagram myself. So my next one is YouTube, and I seem to be doing really well at YouTube because I got a lot of good feedback on my last video. So here I am with my second one. So you definitely want to know which platforms your audience likes to see you on and where your audience is hanging out at. Okay. My second tip is I recommend, like I said, you use 2 different platforms that your audience likes. If you hear baby crying, that's my baby. I don't know why she's crying. You have to post content that your audience likes so that they will share and bring others. So if you know your audience likes to see your tutorials and they share those, they respond well to those, do more of that. If you post something different than that and you see it doesn't go well, don't keep trying to force it. Just do what your audience likes, and that will bring you more people. So yeah, that's that tip. Okay, and so now that the tips are out of the way, I'm actually going to get into actually what like demographics are. Okay, so the definition of demographic is the statistical data relating to the population and particular groups within it. So, yeah, so the first one would be age. So you need to know the age of your customer. You need to know the age of your audience so that you can know at what point your customer, what point of life your customer is in. So if your customer is 18, and your product is a little bit more on the expensive side, then at 18, most 18-year-olds cannot afford certain things because they have not reached that point of financial stability in their life. So that's why age plays such a big role, and that's why you need to know how old your audience and your target audience is, what ages they are, because that plays a big deal on your sales, okay? And what they would be interested in. Next would be sex. So are they male or female? Now, I know a lot of people say, well, my product can be used by both. That's fine. But when you are marketing it, you still have to market it straight to women, straight to men. So if you're going to do both, you can do both, but you have to run two different ads for them. Big companies do it all the time. Like when you go in the store and you see like a whole bunch of body wash. You see the same companies sometimes make the same body wash. Dove, for example. They have men's body wash now and they have ladies' body wash. Same company, same product, marketed to two different people. The next one would be geographical location. Okay, so geographical location. So where your customer is located, where your audience is located. If you have a digital product or a product you can ship, then you could be international. But if you have a storefront or a restaurant or something like that that requires foot traffic, then it's gonna matter what radius your customer is in, or if they're traveling that way. So that's going to come into play when you're running ads. Like if you have a storefront, I wouldn't do more than like 10 to 15 miles, or target to people who would be traveling in the direction of where your business is located. Okay, so my next, I hope this video is good, y'all. Okay, so my next would be income. Income is the big one, and people tend to get a little offended when you start talking about money. But this is the main one that matters, because without this one, none of the other ones matter. So with income, you have to know how much your target audience makes. And with income, you have to know the income of the geographical location as well when you choose to market. So these two things to me go hand in hand, because if you're trying to market a $400 product like I do, which are my wigs, if I'm trying to market a $300 to $400 wig in a certain area and the income is very low, I'm not going to be successful, because I sell wigs and that is not a need. It is a luxury, a want, And so, unless you market it as a way to be needed, of course. But I'm just talking about in numbers form. People are not going to like splurge on a wig before they pay their bills, normally. So you want to make sure that the income of your audience, they'll be able to afford your product. That's the main thing. You want to make sure you're marketing your product to people who can afford it. If they cannot afford it, then they're not going to be able to buy it. No matter how much they might like it, they might share it. But at the end of the day, you're looking for conversions. And if they cannot afford it, then you have it in front of the wrong audience. And so I feel like that was what was hurting my business, before as well. I'm in an area where the income is low, so I was struggling to sell consistently every day, which is what you need, sales every day for your business to sustain and grow. I was not able to do that here where I live because of the income. So I had to look for other locations where the income is higher to be able to maybe draw in more customers, get more conversions, more sales. Next is going to be relationship status. So a lot of people don't realize how big relationship status is when you are targeting. just because maybe if you're in a relationship, you might feel like you don't have to ask your significant other what you do with your money. You just buy in your personal life. But in business, you cannot think just like how you think, because there are people who really consult with their spouse before they spend any money. So you have to be respectful for that to that. And if you are going to sell to somebody who's in a relationship, you have to make sure that your targeting is on point, your language is on point, and that you are bringing in the other person with your marketing technique, so that they are being caught into your sales funnel and be more on board with what you're selling for their significant other. So that's why it matters if your person is single or with someone. Because if a person is single, of course, if they like it, they buy it. They don't have to speak to anybody. They don't have to do anything. And going back to the income, not only that, the income is going to determine how they spend their money too. Like, a person with kids with the same $75,000 budget in a relationship is not going to spend their money the same way a single person with no kids would spend their money. So that's how it really plays a big part. So hopefully that makes sense. Educational background. So educational background. No shade, no tea. None of that. Research shows, though, that people, I'm reading the statistics. So research shows that people with some college education, they base their purchases based off value. What will I get out of it? What will my return be? How can this help me? Versus sometimes with people who don't have college degrees, they're basing their purchases based off cost. What's cheaper. And not saying this is for everybody, because there's always, differences for everybody. But statistic is saying this is to be true. And I can say that this is somewhat, I have seen this to be true. People who have a little bit more educational background, they do a little bit more research to see if it is a worthy investment. So yeah, my wigs might be $300, $400, but some people, my audience, is willing to do the research and compare, and then they'll see, what's better for themselves. So, and then some people like to look and compare prices. So I know I don't like to compete price wise. I don't want to be the cheapest thing available. So I compete quality wise. So my audience tends to have more people with their own businesses, their college degrees, or just more research savvy, things like that. My hand is starting to hurt from holding this camera, y'all. Okay, and so next will be cultural background of targeting. So a good example that I heard while learning this course was the sunblock example. While sunblock, while African Americans and darkest complexion people, we do use sunblock, but we do not use it as frequently as our other race friends might, like our lighter complexion friends, might. So yeah, when you see a commercial as a darker complexion person about sunblock, you don't automatically jump up and be like, let me go buy some sunblock for the summer. But when our Caucasian friends see it, then they, might decide, oh yeah, that looks like good sunblock. I, in my culture, typically use sunblock, so let me give this sunblock a try. Whereas in the African American culture, we do not use sunblock like that. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody, but typically we are not using sunblock. So that is why that is marketed that way, and that's why you have to market to the cultural backgrounds of your audience. Like, what's their normal in their culture? Like, what's normal for them in their culture? So, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys made it all the way to the end. If this helped you give some clarity to this part, I will be doing a part 2, which is the psychological targeting, which is the most important part to me. That is how I think I have started to get most of my sales, is through psychologically targeting people. And so that's going to be in a part 2. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe.